circles. We'll go just one basic sweep. We're going just because we need the work, need the reps, and then he's gonna build off them. Basic butterfly. A lot of leg locks and all kinds of stuff off of a butterfly. So we get to get extra work. I'm gonna lie, I need the work too on the legs. If you're not, switch guys. If you're not a leg lock person, that's all right. It's good to know what these mentally ill people are trying to do to you.
I have a quick question.
Rip your shit off. Yeah.
So when we was going over, I think it was a couple weeks ago about butterfly entering into X guard.
Yeah.
And then the reverse X.
Yeah.
I was trying that in some of my rolls.
Yeah.
But I feel like either they sat down on me or they passed my guard somehow. I have to look at the footage, but it's like I know there's a way for me to enter into X guard realistically.
Sure.
I just want to hear your thoughts on like so.
Well,
what
I think you
does-
gotta like part of it's like getting people off balance and just really getting into it. Get like
because my
you gotta
thought.
get them to react. Like when I get into X guard, like I'm trying to get them off balance. That's a big thing, get them off balance.
So far, I think using butterfly has been challenging too. Like I feel like every time I try to get into butterfly and then do a sweep, somebody just lays on me.
Yeah.
So I think that's, I'm sure it just takes time to get better
Yeah,
at it.
it's if people get like really we can talk about it for a sec. We'll do one sweep and then when Evan comes over, we'll show some stuff. Alright, let's go back to the shoulder press. Yeah, people will kind of like literally come up. They'll literally like do this type of stuff. They get their hips heavy, get like almost like lay on. Yeah. That's where kind of I got.
You are improving
into that
fitness.
Problem when I did I'll have to show you guys like just that match I had at the ADCC Open in Vegas because
That's what that guy did. Like, that's what that guy did. Basically, I got kind of a shallow double underhook, and I kind of got impatient, and I just went, and I almost swept him. But the problem was, you gotta get the reaction, and then you gotta have like we're talking about like having like a 1-2, like go for one.
You are
thing,
burning
expect
fat.
they're gonna give you that reaction, and then go for something else. Like,
I think I just have the one. That's probably the problem.
we do what?
I said I think I just have the one. That's probably the problem.
When you got the one, that's the one that you go for every time.
So hips down, chest up. We'll talk about it for a second. And then like,
I need the two.
and Evan will probably show some stuff. And a lot of this like getting underneath people or getting them, getting their weight where you want it. Push your head through, pump ankles.
You are improving fitness.
They be like, Nathan, do two. All right, one.
Back down. Back down. I'll show you guys. So we'll go through. We did that shoulder crunch. That's a great one too. The shoulder crunch is a great one too. So a lot of times if they one thing that I'll do, I like that straight arm lock as well. So if I go for the sweep and they really sell out like that and give me their arm, I'll go for a straight arm lock.
What's mine?
You are burning fat.
Toes down. Push the leg through again. Alright. Down your bellies, guys. Back step. See how old are you now?
39. I know.
Switch.
Almost.
You're on the cusp. Almost
To the
being
black
geriatric.
balloon.
Fuck.
I can remember when my uncle turned 40, and I was like, "Holy cow,
didn't
he's
seem
so
very
old!"
old.
And now it's almost me.
You got people like at 40 that are just, yeah, guys like
What's up, Cal?
they're getting better. Like some of these jiu-jitsu guys, but they're on some supplements. I look at
Take the course
Rafael Lovato Jr. Like,
Yeah.
looks jacked. And he ended up getting silver ACC. He never I don't think he's ever medaled. And it's like when he looks, doesn't look like he's in his 40s at all. All right, guys. So we had a couple questions. Let's just kind of go over them. So if I'm going for the sweep and he may get really heavy, right? Like this type of
You
stuff.
are improving
So
fitness.
if you can, you know, getting some shoulder crunch positions. Sometimes they sell out like this a lot. I'll start to go for that arm. We talked about the arms. You just gotta have a 1-2. And here's the other thing. If they're selling out like this, they're probably gonna end up wanting to come back up. So they come back up, follow them up, and then you get even deeper. You get into re-entry. So there's just different, depends on the reaction a lot of times. So when I had like a double under, so I don't know what I had. I don't remember how I had. I went here and the guy just sold out real fast. Like he was just like, I almost swept him. And I just kept going. And what I should have done
You are burning fat.
is taken this, or should have taken this, and then taken them over. I should have had a 1-2. I didn't. I just kind of really went for the thing. So, and a lot of it's getting the ankle. Sometimes when we go for these butterfly sweeps, we're like this. We fall back and we try to sweep. You have to be in. And Chewy does, I don't always do this, but Chewy does this foot on the outside. So we're gonna practice just this sweep back and forth. So this is the drill for today.
You
before
are
Evan
improving
comes in. So come over
fitness.
here. We're gonna just work on getting in, scoot yourself in, just basic. That's all we're gonna do today. Just scooting in, foot on the outside. Want your head right here. The head's gonna be really on the side you want to go to. If your head's on this side, you're not gonna go that way. Okay? So your head's gonna be on the side you're going to. Here, if he plants your hand, you don't want to yank on his elbow. Push, collapse. See how that collapses his elbow? First of all, we're not gonna over.
You are burning
It's
fat.
gonna be nice for our partner. And dips his shoulder. We're going to our shoulder. Boom. Nice and easy like that. So the drill, guys, we can work on. Let's do the drill by ourselves, and we'll do the sweep back and forth, and then it's gonna come in and show a little technique. So the drill is this: scoot in, and now from here. So we're in this position. So we're going that way. Think of where our knees point. We're gonna come up. We're coming up. We're using this foot to kick. We're using that foot to press off. Boom. We're on our shoulder. Next one is scoot in. Boom. That's where we're going. We're going that way. So now, with that position, boom.
You are improving fitness.
Think about this too. When we're going for it, our butt ends up being kind of, when we're ready to go, when we're sitting in, we're here. When we're ready to go, our butt is almost in front of our head. So we're going. Our weight's going to carry us, right? We can't go for the sweep sitting back like this. I have to come in. I have to almost get my hips as close to his hips as I can.
Does it have to be at an angle like you
You
said?
have to be an angle. You have to be on your butt cheeks. Right now we're on 2 butt cheeks. We're going to be on 1 butt cheek.
You are burning fat.
If you need to use your hand, you can use your hand. Scoot in. Get to your butt cheek. When you're there, you're on your right cheek. Boom. And you're going. All right. Same. So we're here. Scoot in. You should be at an angle on your butt. One more time. Angle on your butt. All right. So that's how. Let's do it with the partner. Boom. Push off that bottom leg. Yeah. Good. So one more time. So we're here. Stay tight. Scoot in. I'm already in that position. My foot's on the outside. Boom. I'm already in. He's already starting to go. Kicking. Get his side control. And then Ryan's going to make a frame. He's going to hit the skate back. He's going to come back in.
You are improving fitness.
He's in. So from here, we're going to create a little space. So when we're escaping, let's do a good job there too. Both hands on the inside of the bicep. Hit the escape out. Come up. And then scoot in. Or scoot in. Okay? We should go back and forth. Ready to see it again?
Just one quick question. When you're scooting in, you already have to have that angle.
You want to be, yeah. I don't want to scoot
Okay.
in. I don't want to scoot in like, I don't want to be on my butt. If I'm here, and I'm like on both butt cheeks, this is hard to sweep. If I'm here, he's already, I'm already going to fall over himself. And there's a lot of stuff, you know, to get in, arm drags, off balancing. There's a lot of more details, but just for right now, let's do this, and then Evan's going to show some stuff. Back and forth, and then we'll come in if anybody has any questions. And if you guys get going, give just a little bit of resistance, just a tiny little bit. Kind of just pop over.
Unless you gotta escape from center control.
Yeah. Over here. He's in side control. He's
You
he's
are
not even
burning
super
fat.
duper tight. But whatever you're trying to get out of side control, one of the things I like to do is get both hands on the inside. If I can get my bicep, double bicep, that's really good. Here, we're just gonna bridge, just hip escape. If you can get this near side knee in, that's good. That's a start. That's a good spot. And you can start to work your leg in. But I'm really not really moving, Ryan. He's staying right there. I'm moving myself. So don't think like you have a big dude on top of you. You got to literally push them off. You just want to keep them where they're at and move your body. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Go back and forth.
You are improving fitness.
Let's see where our numbers. We're good, even, good, perfect.
Right here, fine.
What happened?
Bloody nose.
Already? Casualty?
Did I hit you?
What?
Nope.
It just happened?
Yep.
That's
Gotta
fun.
go get it caught right.
Alright. I'm coming. Did y'all see that? See that injury?
I was like, jeez, did I...
This is yeah. Put your hand up. Go on. Scoot in. Use your hand.
Grab up more on my tricep.
So when you do it,
Yeah, you want to
kind of
get
grab some hard food.
nice tight grip there. Bring this elbow in.
You are burning fat.
You got to be right there. So you got to grab it. In and pull. Yeah. Now get your shoulder. Kick. Kick. Good.
Yeah, if I kind of grab here, or kind of equal here, kind of make it on. So maybe I'll try to pinch. Yeah. Like,
Angle a little more.
even someone that's like a lot stronger, if they try to get on ground, like, by the time they try
Top plants.
yeah, I'm gonna sweep it
The
down.
hand. The shoulder kick. Guys, you also can end up in mount in this position for sure.
Yeah, I can't believe this. So,
Nice.
Do you like to put your head underneath their chin into the
What's that?
Do you like to we scoot in have a scoot like when he comes in, right? And he
Yeah, I like it. I don't really have. I'm there. Sometimes I'm come on. That's what I'm going. Really, I'm more on one side versus the other.
okay,
I'm really more like here. Evan, ready, man. They're gonna do it for about another minute or two. Yep. And then so we're just going for basic butterfly, just the 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Yeah. Little chewy butterflies. Ryan's already bleeding out of his nose somehow. What'd you say?
Pussy. Your hand going.
usually you don't trick me
What?
with coming 6 a.m. from now on.
Well, where's blood
That's
coming
how I
from?
showed up at every 6 a.m. after some fun. I think that's why I got guilt trip.
Yeah.
You sure that's fine?
Hayden was here like 2 Fridays ago.
No, don't believe it.
He was here. He was here.
Kick it over. There you go.
Sit down. What did you do?
You just landed on that.
Apparently, I don't know where you're supposed to be.
So you're good here. Boom.
You come back up. Try and sit down.
Here.
It's gonna be kind of hard for you to take an order like that.
You alright?
If not, a lot of people.
Non-contact injured.
Even though I got perfect timing, it's not gonna work as well. Just I'm here, and I want you to put all your weight and stuff. Just like sit down with your hips. Now, if I can here. Alright, so try to keep it up just a little bit. Yeah.
Like literally fair it out.
I wouldn't want to flare it up on kind of kick it up and out.
So like a literal dagger kick.
Yeah.
Ryan, you good? Yeah. You do a little bit more. I'm just walking around these guys.
Literally kick this up. Yeah.
You are improving fitness.
Then we got. We do. Guys, another minute. Brain's good. Just make the brain inside.
It's not like easier to follow up too. Exactly. That's why you want to do that so you have easier follow up. Good rule of thumb is kind of getting like this front part, like the shin and the foot, how it meets, and the crevice underneath.
What do you mean by crevice?
Trying to like bury it through. So when I'm in like this, I'm trying to get like inside my foot in this region. Oh, there. Here, right? So I'm in here. So when you hook it, that's where you get like the struggle track. Yeah. When I'm coming up, a lot of the times it'll be kind of this part here, more so like the outer part. But if you can get here, that's like perfect.
So you did for the Saturdays?
Yeah, you're trying to bury the foot in the crevice because you're gonna have a lot more of a piece of water effect.
There you go. There, that's it. Nice.
You can get by with gi by doing no gi.
You don't. Scoot in, good head position.
Yeah, if you're good with hell chokes,
Then you're gay.
it's really hard to reapply when you know gi. Agreed.
Scoot in, scoot in. Good. Nice. Alright guys, time.
Which way to do what?
Any questions on that one? Pretty good. Just make sure you get to a butt cheek. That's a big thing too. Don't be trying to sweep them like this. You gotta get to a hip. Alright. I was gonna show something off of this. Yes.
When you think that sweep, do I need to like avoid making that post so I can avoid injury?
You are burning fat.
So like when he's coming over, I find myself posting.
Yeah, I mean you're going to. You're gonna use. Sometimes you use your hand, like when you're defending it.
No, when I, like as I'm getting swept.
What do you mean? Just keep showing.
We want to see
Like as he's coming down, I'll like post right there.
Yeah, it's so people post. People use their head. They'll do that kind of stuff. I mean, just be careful.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I mean they can't if you leave your arm around me, they can kind of pop your shit from time to time. I mean, you got anything?
I don't think you're in danger. I do it again.
You feel like your hand is kind of in a bad spot?
Yeah, just like the index. Like
Let's see.
I don't know if I should like just kind of hug it more or.
I mean, you try to. You're talking about that hand, yeah.
Yeah.
What, your right hand? Your right hand's fine. That
I
left
don't.
hand.
It's not happening now that everyone's watching.
I was always told y'all when we sleep like that, in order to forget to break your wrist, you're supposed to like cut their shoulder as they roll over.
I don't know what you fucking white belts are talking about. My arm has never been dangerous.
So when you're getting swept. So reaction a lot of times is
You're talking about me coming out, right?
no, it's not me.
I don't think you're in danger.
So if I like I'm not I can't if he's
That
my
on
hands out here, yeah, he can like pop my
If
arm.
you're doing it, just come
Yeah.
on.
I'm gonna get ready to go.
I don't think there's any. There's almost.
If I'm way out here, maybe like I mean, he's probably gonna get the sweep. I'm way out here to initiate, but his job is to take my base away. So I don't think so.
It wasn't reproducing.
Yeah, I don't think so.
If here's what I would say, you might have a real hard post and maybe your wrist is sore or something the next day. There's definitely not going to be a catastrophic break.
Okay.
It's extremely unlikely unless you have unbelievably brittle bones. If that's the case, it's going to happen turning your car on or whatever. Anyway. But like what I would say is, I think that's the right reaction because your other choice is to get swept.
Okay.
So if my choice is to get swept or risk this guy, I'll take that risk and I'll get swept.
Now from standing, it's not. I actually fractured I was playing the gi, not defending, and I got pulled down and I planted and I fractured my. So that's the reason you don't want to do that.
Gotcha.
From that seated position, I don't think it's gonna be, the impact's not gonna be.
Oh, white belting.
Huh?
Is it all white belt team?
Yeah, it is.
That's purple belt actually.
Alright, so, to build, this is probably the easiest leg lock you could possibly do. I'll probably come in here a fair amount of Fridays, try to build some leg attacks off whatever we're doing. As we mentioned for this week, one of the big things, one of the big keys, and this was for me learning this week, is you always want to be at an angle, and Eugene definitely did that. A lot of times the fight in butterfly is like we're here and he never lets me get an angle. Whether maybe I even get close to this underhook and I start to shift, and then he centers back like we're playing this game, right? This is bad in terms of sweeping because I can't get him off to the side, but really good in terms of I can be directly underneath his base and his legs. So when I get someone that really wants to stay centered up with me and they want to prevent me from going at an angle, this is a really good entrance for you. And let me just say too that approaching the guard with an angle is pretty much how you should approach the high majority of guards. It's a little more dangerous in butterfly guard because it does give you sweeping potential, but some people are just hell bent on not addressing your butterfly guard at all. They want to just stay here right in front of me. I can't get an angle, I can't get an underhook, okay, what can I do? If I can at least get any soft underhook, like if I can get this at all, I can begin to initiate this. Because all I'm going to do is lift this guy up. And it sounds really simple. To me, this is pretty simple. So I want to get anything underneath. If I'm so fortunate that I ever get here, this is fantastic, where I connect my hands and now I'll elevate this guy up, and now I have access to a leg. This is great. That's probably not going to happen very often. What's going to really happen is you're going to be battling for these underhooks. You're trying to get these sweeps, and then that's where you're going to get your hands in. Just a little bit. And what am I going to do with that? I'm going to initially use this to pull him into me. And then once I get him elevated and loaded at all, I'm going to switch this to under so I can just do a shoulder press and send him upwards. My knees stay very, very tight to my chest. This is what's saving me from him going right to mount. Once I get here, I really just need to extend one leg, and he falls into Ashi from there. Very, very simple entrance. Now we'll get to the finish maybe in a minute. How I'm going to attack is going to depend on how he falls. If he falls more on this side and exposes his heel, I'm probably going to go for a heel hook. If he falls more on the other side and that heel's more hidden, I'm probably going to try to ankle lock from there. Why? If I'm going this way, the heel's exposed, I don't have to fight for it. He's going this way, my weight can go on top of his ankle, I can put more pressure on the ankle lock. But for our setup, going butterfly, I want an angle. I can't get an angle, but I can get my arms under just a little bit. Usually it's going to be about like this. My head is protected. I can barely get my hands in. That's all I need. I'm going to pull to load him onto my knees, and then I'm going to switch to a C grip so I can push him up. All I do from here is straighten one leg, and he'll fall into the gap. I'm wrapping an ankle, I'm turning to the side, and I have Ashi. If you feel comfortable finishing from here, you're more than welcome. You can definitely put the bend in the knee and catch the heel from here. This isn't the easiest heel hook to finish, because a lot of times these guys will try these legs depending on how well they fight. But this is a very good sweeping position to at least get this person up. And even if the leg lock doesn't work, begin a pass sequence, or begin a pass sequence and come right back into the legs. So one more time. Butterfly, I'm stuck, centered up with him. That's fine. I get hands under, so I can pull him onto my knees. I push him up. I extend one leg. I keep a frame on top so he doesn't collapse on me. Knee stays inside here as a wedge. It's a block. I bite hard on the hip. Don't roll your foot over here. Danger, danger. I want to keep heel here and pushing in this position. If you get the heel, you can take it. If you want to do the overwrap for an ankle lock grip, I'm fine with that too. Questions on this?
Just one. What's the difference between the grip for the heel hook versus the grip for the ankle lock?
So typically, the heel hook, what I'm going to go for is going to depend on the side he goes to, just because that's what he's more susceptible to. It's not that I can't ankle lock him here, or I can't heel hook him when his leg's on the ground. It's just easier that way. Because when I go this way, heel's exposed, that's what makes this grip very good. This is called the false grip. If you guys can see this, this is pretty much like I have half of a heel hook, and I'm stopping him from turning. I maybe can bridge enough to put some danger in, but really what this does is he's never going to turn that way. If I don't have this, he can easily now turn his foot and his hip this direction. And I don't want that. That's why we have the false grip here. And I'm just chambering this. This is tight. I'm wrapping his toes to my rib. I'm making a shelf here. I'm making sure that that heel can't turn. The ankle lock grip is just going to be over top here.
Okay.
If I have this, I probably am a little more advantageously prepared to do either an ankle lock or more likely stand up from this position. You might get the ankle lock. The reason I say you're probably going to stand up because I can't put weight on it on this side. If we were on the bottom, it'd be more likely to get the finish. From here, I'm probably just going to have to use this as a setup into a pass or a stand up from here. And you could, again, get the heel hook. But just being real, and this is starting to get like a little more advanced, heel hooking someone from this position, they're usually going to roll, and you're going to have to upgrade this position. You almost never can stay here. You're going to have to pull the outside leg out and land here so you can heel hook. If we stay here, the reality is he can just keep turning, and it's not going to be long before he pushes us off, or I just lose his foot on the hip.
So can white belts ankle lock in the Jiu-Jitsu open?
Straight, yeah. I think
Straight
straight. I think not
Straight.
heel. I think not heel hooks.
Yeah.
Can I just say one detail we get in that position?
Yep.
So I do this. I get in this position all the time. One thing Evan does really well is he collapses. Like, look at my knee. My knee's already like in a bad spot. I'm stronger here. Here, like I'm already getting my knee torqued on. This is really weak, and I'm already like locked out. I can't really move. So yeah, get that pinch. That's what I felt like really like because that now I can't really finagle out of this thing.
Yeah, I feel really good when I get here. I feel very confident I can control someone, even if I don't have like this. And it's because of the bend of the knee. Because basically, as I say, he's gonna try to turn this way, and my leg's gonna tell him that's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah, you just go in and hurt your MCL.
Yes.
So he's gonna make you go that way and probably put me in more danger.
Questions on this? Need to see it one more time. Very simple. I'm stuck centered. I reach here on the lats. I pull him in. I keep my knees tight. I don't want a big gap. I pull him in. Once I've got myself loaded up, I switch to my C grips. We now rock flat on the back. I push them up with my arms. Once his weight's up and I feel elevated, I just extend one leg. He'll fall into the gap. That leg's gonna land right here. You get wrap, turn, right away. Grab your partner. 1, 2, 3. You'll be able to get it. This is the easiest way to do this.
It's a little bit. Yeah, I hurt my knee.
Oops. Hey, that's something.
That one did.
It was up and over.
So you went
This time, it's not like you had angle. Just be underneath.
Supposed to be butt.
Yeah, so get your butt kind of close. Push him up, try to give him the plant. Roll back.
There you go, Steve. Yep.
It's okay.
You need the other leg to
Yes, good. So go ahead and
That's the leg that straightens.
now
Then
get
it's
those knees tight.
Straighten
Get
one
knees
leg.
that way. You can get that
No,
heel
straighten one
hook,
leg.
that false grip position. So
Not that
that's
fall.
the word.
You should be dropping your position now. You're on this side. You bring it this way. Or not bring this foot.
Okay. You want to go this way?
And you can show finishing with hands.
Well,
What's the there? Give it there.
knee wedging in the yeah.
You want same side, same butt.
Somewhat. We're gonna get in that second. Okay.
I'm tossing you.
You are improving fitness.
See, that's good. That's a good finishing like an ankle lock. That's good.
So with this, what I want to make sure my foot, I always get my foot exposed.
Yeah, you kind of feel like a lot.
So very similar.
You can. That's a stronger way to play an ankle lock game. The danger with the feet outside is it's way better odds.
Right, you good? Yeah. Just kick it through, kick it through.
It's
There you go,
like
Steve.
benefits
Good.
to it, but there's drawbacks.
Am I supposed to? You're good right there. So go up and go to it.
Well, I mean, it's like 2 or 3 minutes if we're going to
Get him up.
I don't think it's here.
Everyone's getting, so you feel like you're just getting a lot more.
Take the blade apart. So you're trying to kind of bring it along the heel. You feel that difference? So here, it's kind of soft, right?
Yeah.
Here, you kind of feel like jagged.
You're far away.
See where you're now. You're like kind of way back there.
Pinch your
Here.
elbow in.
Yeah, he might fall.
You are burning fat.
Yep. So he falls that way. That's fine. The other way he goes forward. Straight ankle. The other way wide. here, then Evan's going in. But like Evan was saying, they're gonna roll.
Yeah.
But load him. Get his hands to the front. Good. Just keep one like this. There you go. Yes.
You are improving fitness.
Good time. You can bite.
Like so? No.
This is always fun. Dude, this is way. This is like.
Dude, they were supposed to. We went to UFC. They had signs. They were getting the Louisville. Also fucking off. They played. They like. Fired their like managers and shit. And they canceled all their shows. It's fine.
Dude, this track is.
Their shit's like. I feel like it's like a classic.
A lot of their stuff. Dude, this album is really good.
I like their new one actually. Not bad.
As they've developed more stuff, I probably like it a little less. I think
That's usually the case.
The best album ever was Brothers, which came out like 2005 or 2006. El Camino was really good. Troopers was okay. It's gone off a little bit. Alright guys, you ready? Want some more details on this? Alright, I mean that was pretty easy. Everyone looked like they were getting it. Any questions or anything we're missing? Now we're going to try to touch on some of the finer details of like what do we do when we get this position, because this is a super easy entrance to spam. I go for this practically every single day, especially when someone signs up on me. Now, just as a strategy standpoint, the way I usually work this is again, I try to continually get the angle on someone and I let them square up on me. Why? Because what you'll find if you get someone
You
just
are
down on
burning
the
fat.
knees and you continually trying to scoot in, you're gonna find they're fucking cowards. And they don't want to pass, but they don't want you anywhere near you. I'm not kidding. I'm not trying to pick on you.
That's how I play with that.
Here's the guard. Yeah.
No shame in my game.
This is what you're gonna get. People can sense danger. That wasn't personal.
No, I call myself out. I'm telling you right now, like I don't want to get like on here.
And then this is what the game is. You scoot in, and he goes no, and he scoots back. And then you're like, no, come back. And this happens nonstop, right? That's why I say the way this is usually going to happen is usually I'm attacking an angle. I'm trying to come over here, and he goes, fuck that angle. That guy's way too far away, and then that's when I can scoot in and get close to someone. If I continually try to go straight on, I mean, you can continually try to go for the angle, and the same thing could happen, but generally I'm dealing with one arm that stops it. Where, like, if I'm trying to come straight in, dude, he's got two arms to shove me away, basically any time. That's why I say, normally I've got to try to change this and give him a different look at a different angle, one side after the other, and then I go, that's what I'm looking for. I slide in and I have my underhooks. They're rarely going to be these big, deep underhooks, and you're probably almost never going to get them connected. Again, they're going to be these shallow underhooks where I barely come through, and I have the lap. I pull him forward onto my knees tight, loaded. He posts, I push him farther, and as we did before, leg straightens. I keep a frame, now I turn as far as possible. When you do this, Eugene mentioned it, I cannot stress enough, you want to get as much of the bend in the knee as possible, especially if he turns this direction. Why? Because once this leg gets straight, it's so much harder to bend. When someone gets here and that's straight and their quad, their hamstring, everything's flexing, it becomes very, very, very hard to bend. However, when we're floating in the air and I can chomp this leg down on his hip on the way over, this is way easier to get early and then maintain. And how am I maintaining? Even just like right here as I sat up, I just did that naturally because I could tell his legs in. So I'm down here, it's a little bit looser. When I'm up here, I can tell I have a lot more angle on his leg. To get the heel hook, or to try to heel hook, now this bites tight here. Wrist watch, I'm going to flare this into him ultimately, but not until I connect my hands. Now how your hands connect are going to vary a lot depending on the heel hook or the leg entanglement that you're in. In this position, it's most often going to be palm to palm. And that's going to be because this is usually a spot that he's able to keep some distance. I'm not going to be unbelievably tight because we're on an outside heel hook. An inside heel hook allows me to get much tighter to him as I'm attacking the heel. An outside heel hook, usually I'm farther away here and I'm trying to connect and attach. Now, I can get into the specifics of finishing this because what's going to usually happen, you might get someone to tap from here. more often than not, they're going to begin to roll. Almost everyone's going to begin to roll. So what's going to happen, I'm going to post on my head, and right here on the way over, as he does this, I'm going to retract my inside leg, and then I'm going to land in outside Ashi with my legs crossed and connected here. This is going to be probably the more advanced, more difficult part to get right. Is getting all this tight, and if you don't get it today, that's fine. It's going to take a while. What happens when I get to outside Ashi? I have considerably improved braking force on this heel hook, or especially on an ankle lock. There's actually a good spot for an ankle lock too. Well, what's the downfall of this position? Why would I not always want to go there? Every single leg entanglement, every one, Ashi, 50-50, outside Ashi, honey hole, it doesn't matter. There are counter back takes to every single one. Why? Because I can't bridge and attack this leg without my back coming off the mat. It's just part of the fundamental nature of how a leg attack works. If we're here and I need the bridge, I'm going to come up. If that happens, my back is exposed. If your back is exposed, it can be taken, right? So when we're in outside Ashi, if you do go this route, this is the more probably dangerous route in terms of he can counterattack me, both with foot locks and with back takes. So be mindful of this if you go for this. Who's a white belt? Raise your hand. Okay, let's give you, which is in blue belt, probably a few more, maybe not. Okay, the reason I asked is just because heel hook versus ankle lock. I have no problem if you do this. People say illegal, legal, never fucking once, and the whole time I did jiu-jitsu, someone done a heel hook because of the belt, and the police officers had to fucking go to the next because it was illegal. They don't give a shit, and your training partners don't give a shit if you don't hurt anybody. So, in my opinion, you fucking attack heel hooks on everybody, white belts do not. And I say that because I don't give a shit that you're a white belt, I might heel hook you. That's just the reality of it. If I decide I'm not going to heel hook and I want to kind of sell into this Ashi position for my initial ankle lock, so we're here, right? It's going to be harder if it's on top, better for me on the bottom. I can still absolutely go for this. What I'm probably going to do, if I go for this ankle lock, this is all going to be really tight, so I'm probably going to strip out just a tiny bit. Now I can feed my arm through as tight as I want. So this is almost too tight. I switch my wrap. Now I punch this through. Now I have a very, very good grip on his ankle. I feel a lot more confident I can get the finish from here. You can try to do this from Ashi where we're at. I don't love it because your foot should really be on the other hip in this position to bridge. That becomes kind of difficult to do. You can definitely try to like power flex into these. You can do belly down ankle locks. More often than not, the best way to finish this in my opinion is once you have this, especially on the top side, now I'm going to switch this foot inside, and this can just go to a post really anywhere. It could be inside his foot, it could be on his hip, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do that after I have this grip. I'm not going to do it before. We're here, I make space, a tight ankle lock grip, I slide it down on the ankle. I'm not trying to like flex his calf there. I slide it down on the ankle here. This switches to an inside hook. This is just a post. And now from here, it doesn't really matter where we go or what he does. He independently can't really clear my legs. I can flex into this pretty much indefinitely, and he can't really get out because I have this hook. He can't get out. We have to clear this, and then clear this, and get out. And that's a very, very tough task to do once I have this, and especially if I'm pushing.
Try to get here, try to start to.
And even like on this hook makes it very, very, very difficult for me to get out. Most when you get this, they don't even try to go that way. They oddly try to go the other way. I was just saying, it doesn't really make much difference. Yeah, if I get here and I have this is fantastic. If for some reason he goes this way, I don't care. This is literally just as good for me. It does not matter. It's very, very. Either way, it's going to be very
The way he
tough.
has me positioned, I'm not going.
And when you said you were flexing, do you mean you're just kind of like, you're going backwards?
So
When you-
ideally, what I'm doing is this, rocking the baby for starters, and I want zero gap or as little gap as possible. So this shoots through as tight as possible. This shoots through as tight as possible. In fact, this is usually, honestly, a lot of times, this is a one-handed finish. You really don't need your second hand for this one. It's very, especially if this is tight, it is very rare you actually need your second hand in this position. So when I'm here, this is in position, and when I say flex, I meant more of the leg hip pusher. This is really tight. I can honestly push this kind of like an Aoki on the inside if I want to. I can honestly go downwards this direction and just make it like a standard ankle lock too. The Aoki would be if he's sliding out this way and I'm trying to do something funky. It's the more powerful one. But just out of ease for everybody today, we've got this. I'm turning and I'm arching my back against the top of his foot, is what it is. We call this an ankle lock, and it will hurt your ankle. The reality is it's a foot breaker, in my opinion, honestly. It could get your ankle.
I feel a lot here.
That's what I'm saying. Your ankle could be really tight. But like to me, the real danger on this is that as I just keep arching back, my back is gonna way overpower the top of your foot. And I mean, Eugene's the doctor. I know there's X number of bones in the foot, a very fucking high percentage of them. I'm not sure how many it is. I'm sure they're all really fucking small, and I'm 100% sure they break really easy. I've broken my foot bones 5+ times.
A lot of times
It happens constant.
to break these long ones. And then also my knee, it lost foot on your knee. Just with my foot in it. Don't just like crank on it very slow.
Can I just see one more time how you got those hooks in?
Yeah. So I landed in
Ashi.
Ashi, right? I have my bite, I'm over the top. I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna make sure this is as tight as possible. Don't want to do this until this is really locked in. This is tight, I can tell I've taken all the space and shrink a little bit. So this hook comes through. That's all this is. This comes through. This other leg can really post anywhere. In this kind of standard position, it's gonna usually be here. It honestly, it really doesn't need to post. And what I've seen, like just to give you some idea, I've definitely seen people who just do this and now power right to the top of the foot too. So it varies a little bit. All we're trying to do is I'm just making it so that his knee and hip can't move independently. Any submission you attack, you guys haven't realized this yet. Any joint lock you attack, you need to be able to control the next joint in the higher. And this one we're attacking down here towards the ankle. We only need to be able to control up by the knee. I don't have to control his hip. I don't. I only have to control to the knee. I could try to control his hip here. And I might be able to get it, but it does add a whole nother link in the chain that he can dissipate some of the force that I put towards him. That's why we upgrade down here. Now I've eliminated that link in the chain, I'm only controlling the next joint in the hierarchy, so I can attack the one directly below that. It'd be the same if I was heel hook. If I was heel hook, someone that I have to control the hip. Or think about an arm bar. If I'm arm barring someone, what do we have to control? The shoulder, so that they can't get away. If we're wrist locking someone, the shoulder doesn't fucking matter at all. It can actually be completely free and independent, but if we're controlling the elbow, that wrist is not going to be able to get away. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah. One more time with this. We landed. Ashi is tight. I don't want to heel hook. The police are around the corner. Might be in trouble. Tighten my grip. Scoot back. Leg circles through. Post on the leg. Now once I have this, I'm driving back. Another common factor with ankle locks, I didn't mention this, I don't give a shit what ankle lock you're doing. It's not an intimate moment. You are not making eye contact with the guy you're doing it. You're always looking back and putting force into this versus, hey man, how's that feel? Never. We're back here and I'm arching. Questions?
We roll for the whole sequence.
Yep. Trying to get an angle on butterfly, can't get it. 1, 2, I'm underneath, knees stay tight, I load, I push him up, I extend one leg, frame so he falls away, my leg goes over top, I fight into a heel hook if I want, or I go into the ankle lock from here. In fact, and I'll show it this direction now, if he falls on this side, which this is gonna happen, that's fine. Now, one additional piece, now I can shoot this in, and it's gonna make this very tight when I connect to this ankle. Now I'm in a very, very good spot. This is a better spot to finish on Ashi. Honestly, I can power straight through this, or same as before, I can scoot out, I have my inside hook, and I drive on top of this ankle. Grab your partner, 1, 2, 3. Also, do this one a little slowly. Ankles and feet pop very easy.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Yeah, that's just not here. They shouldn't be following. That's just because the reality is anyone they're gonna try to land you, and you're probably I was gonna say X will go for the swing right. You could get right here, and you might get someone that does this, because this is a safer spot too. And this probably gives you way better for the
This.
Yeah.
Right.
Because exactly.
See, another thing, I didn't have his secure before.
Yep.
So can we reset?
Really, I just use this to post it. Because a lot of times it just goes inside this larger structure. But like right there, I don't like it.
I don't know which way I'm turning. Am I turning that way?
Clear this. And then somehow, exactly. And then clear that other one. And if you get here, so if you do land, this is the wrong leg.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, because now you're your feet on the hips, and to me, this is about the strong. This is probably the strongest one. Because the reality is, you can basically stand up from here, and if you stand up, you get about 2 feet taller than you currently are. I'm fucking with you. It doesn't go too far.
Here. And this is still here, right? Yeah, what kind of fucking thing is this? And that's when so if we're on this back,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a huge difference.
I would definitely be
And
tapping.
it's good to hear right now. Yep. Especially if I do, yeah, if I do apologize. Because I was square. Because I don't want him to turn around. So try and turn around.
So there you go, that show.
This is a very
Yeah.
strong spot.
So then definitely open up that room just a little bit and switch this to the
Like that. Something like this. Something like that. I don't know how to tell.
Yeah, I was saying, man, I used to drive down here and people just look at this. And then up here, I was just getting something like that.
Now what you do, extend, so you kind of look over your shoulder.
Because usually, honestly, if I have the ankle lock and I'm going for it and they're not tapping, it's rarely good. So the pressure is, you know what I mean?
It feels like you're, I guess like you're low. The pressure is like right across here.
do you find that with this freehand?
I guess I still stand.
The high majority of
Extending your arm
the
there.
high majority is very rare. I actually bring this up.
Yeah, that's usually that one.
Because I think the secondary hands is way better placed keeping them the fuck away from me, breaking them away, than it is. It doesn't really have much power. It maybe has in there. You know what I mean? Sorry. Where like it has probably
So we're here.
50%
Now I get tighter. To get tighter,
So it's like to me, it's
right there. And then you kind of hit the stick a little bit. There. It's tight.
So do that to Eugene, see if you can. Because like I still feel you had strong pressure, but it was just.
So use that left arm. Some shot. Get deeper.
Try it. See that again? It's the
Lower.
like this.
Closer. So see how
Try doing
see
it
the
like
forearm
this,
is?
like this.
Get your forearm lower towards the
Yeah, I can really pressure on your really grab.
Good,
Yeah.
good. Now,
I go
good.
for it again.
Now, keep that leg outside. Inside.
this looks too nothing. I need this driven past and hook on.
I feel like you are a completely different angle.
And hook on is
So,
like, yeah.
it may be this way.
That works.
There you go. Now here,
Yep.
just look away. This is now what you.
Now this, and this foot can be doing a lot more. Probably in the position you're in now, I would remove it and put it on. Now,
Try to hit down. Maybe try to hit down a little bit.
roll on that shoulder.
A little bit.
There you go, keep going, belly down. You don't have, your inside hook is basically creating no counter. I feel like you're just kind of like barely stomping on him. This one, I don't feel like it's out. It needs to be hooked higher and drag your knees down.
You know what you're doing.
Sorry.
I'm looking away.
Yeah.
There it is.
Way to go, Logan. Yeah, my knees are so fucked up, yours pop.
Again, they're gonna give us a reaction. They're gonna search the man. So this is like shit. They can't get maybe pop up. They slept. Yeah. Nice, right? So there. Yep. There.
See, okay, and now he's falling on the side initially, so actually I would finish this one alive. Just being
So
this is where now I try to keep
So
it straight.
you're on the other side. You're going for that straight.
Yep, use that lift.
Yeah, now you're extending.
His leg up, now tighten this considerably. That's better.
So from the other side, it's different. If you fell the other way,
Now you can remove that top. Biggest thing is to do is when he tries to get on the end. Now you can straighten the
so
bridge and roll on your shoulders.
You're falling.
It's only if he goes the other way I'm gonna do that hook. Do that hook. So if we end up and we're like turning this way, then I want this hook to be here. Why? Because he basically can't shape it. It's really all that is. And especially when I have this in, his only option is to try to go that direction. And even then, it's limited. He definitely isn't going this direction. But now I can basically, I can tell, like off the bat, I'm going to put a shitload of force into this. Even without using gravity, even without using the mat, like literally just here, because he's straight up and has his counter. If this removes, this is very different. I was going to say, now all of a sudden,
You are improving fitness.
this to be here. This is my safety net to make sure that he can't basically come into me. Because no matter what, if I lose this leg, if I start to lose this grip, this is what's saving me from him crushing me. If this is gone, I've lost all that. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, he's coming in wearing nothing besides I feel like scramble.
Either side. I'm not.
Because I felt just as strong on both sides to me.
See, I feel like I'm always winding up with the heel hook. And I don't know if is that my
It could
is that my
happen.
change
Honestly,
or
he's pretty safe.
You are
from
burning
the
fat.
Position is pretty far off.
Okay.
I would go for the ankle lock on that one.
okay. And that's
So that is way high up. There you go. Slide back. Yeah, there you go.
okay.
That.
Okay. So
It's closer. You need to get it down because it's still the pressure is way up here. Yes.
All right, guys, back in here. Let's do this. We're gonna a few more minutes. We're gonna do a specific reaction on this one. I probably gave you guys too much autonomy. And it seems to have dropped into both sides. And how do I do this? How do I do that? Let me do a quick review of why I do each one, and then we're gonna do a specific scenario for the last 5 minutes or so. Why do you do each one of these? It's gonna why would I pull the hook through? Why would I attack Ashi? It depends on how he lands. In fact, actually, let's switch this. As he elevates me, the reality is, okay, so everyone's doing, go ahead, we get here, everybody's doing like this. Bro, I'm gonna fucking hit you if you do this in a roll. That was like bad. I mean, I guess that wasn't like that bad. I have some defense, but like I wouldn't just like flop and then just like sit here, right? Most people, when this happens, well, let's start this from the beginning. Yep. Most people that are good when this happens, they're here, I go, oh man, this is too late. And honestly, they're probably trying to get here and defend themselves already. Maybe if you knock them down, they're here. But probably no one is like this. Like being real, almost no one actually falls like this. It can happen sometimes in a roll just based off how there's so many different variables, anyone could turn any direction, but this is probably not how this is gonna happen. It doesn't mean you won't finish from here. But like, let's look at the most likely thing that's gonna happen. The most likely thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna get to the Ashi, whether it's here, they're standing, or they're down their knee here, and you're gonna wanna bump them down that side, right? If they do fall this way, we can attack it. That's where the heel's gonna come in, that's where the ankle lock's gonna come in. But let's make this really simple. Is we hear the Ashi, and then we're just gonna bump and turn the hip, and we're gonna make sure that they land on this side, okay? Let's do this for the last 5 minutes, and here's where we're gonna get through this. So I've got my angle, here we are, I elevate, the leg comes straight, here we are, but he's too strong, I've got to knock him down. A good way to add some extra pressure into this is as I bridge, I can push the knee sideways, he drops here, that's fine, as soon as he drops. Now, my secondary hand chops underneath, and it's coming right under, and I'm basically doing an upward karate chop on his calf. It's a little bit of pain compliance, but it also locks his leg tighter into my arm. Now, I can really tighten this ankle lock with them. This feels really good from here. My foot is still on the hip. My opposing foot, my inside wedge, should be hooking on the opposite hip from here. Once I have this, I feel really good. This is very, very tight. Now what do I want to do? Not look at him. I need to bridge, and I'm going to put my shoulder where my elbow is. I have mentioned this before. You will do this quite often without the second hand. This adds maybe 1% extra power in. That's going to almost never make any difference on the ankle lock ever. What it is going to do though, it's going to frame to stop him from coming into me, And it's also going to give me a quick post so I can adjust that weight a lot better. This ankle lock probably is not pleasant. This ankle lock feels like it's probably going to break his foot. This is very, very, very different. Why? Because all my weight is down on his ankle now. Now when I bridge, my hip comes off the mat. I barely need to move at all. This is best case scenario for an ankle lock. Why? Because he fell, I put all my weight on his ankle, on the trap leg, he can't get out, this post is in position to stop him. I've got the inside wedge, he's very tight. The only thing I don't have is I don't have a closed loop. That's fine, it's not gonna happen in this position. We're here locked up, I get my bridge. One more time. I'm in my butterfly, I've got my scoops under, I pull him through, I push him up, my leg extends, I frame, turn the ankle, I've got my Ashi. He comes up though and he's got too good a base, he's got posture. So now I give a bump, I push the knee, he drops. As soon as he drops, my hand comes under and I chop through on the calf. That allows me to shoot this much tighter. And I want to be low. I didn't bring this up, but look like everyone's getting right. This ankle lock, I'm never going to do shit on someone who's got adrenaline they don't want to tap. We're here, I chop through, I'm low on the foot. I'm trying to catch the ankle barely with my arm. This is tight, this feels good. I need to put my shoulder where my elbow is. Post, I make space, my shoulder drops down, my hips start to come up as I bridge. Questions on this?
If you don't get, I guess my question is when you post like so, and you're trying to get that grip in, like slipping that arm in like I was talking about, is there a situation where they won't let you get that grip?
This chop on the leg makes them very compliant. And if it doesn't, holler at me and I'll be around. But that is why this is added in, and preferably it happens right on the drop. But we're here, everyone's gonna boot this foot. No one gives this to you willingly, right? And it's hard for me to come through this. It makes it easier when I bring this through and I get this nice chop. And it's literally, I come through and I'm just putting the blade right on his calf. No one's ever gonna tap to it, but it's uncomfortable enough that it gives this nice lift. How's it feel? It's not great, and that's how it should feel. No one's gonna tap to this. If they do, they should leave. But like, if you get through on this, it should be enough that when I chop up, it makes him go, oh, and it creates some space for me to now swim this through as deep as I can. This is why I say you don't need that second hand. This is so tight. Then this is honestly just complicating things. I don't need it in there. It's here to block, but opposed to give me a little bit extra space. Cool. One more time, he's gonna do it to me. Here we are, we're in position. He elevates. I go to defend myself properly. I'm standing. He has to sweep and knock me down. He does. He drops. As soon as he does, comes underneath, lifts my foot, tightens that grip up. Now this person's really stuck. We make sure we keep that foot on the hip. We make sure we keep that wedge inside the legs. Grab your partner and we'll spend 5 minutes on this. 1, 2, 3. You want to do it for
the sake of my I'll be done if you do this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You want this here?
Yeah, always on the outside. Always on the outside.
Yeah, I like the crossbar, yeah.
So then, yeah, here, once I'm here, you're gonna kind of try out.
This foot is on the same side. Exactly. Same side, super easy for me. Exactly. It's so easy for me. Where if you put the far leg, I pull it. Yes. It puts me into a bad position trying to go over.
So use it.
What's that stuff? Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, so I'll show you.
You just loosened up.
So that's not. That's why
Here, and then
I think that's the ultimate. If I go for this, so what happens is it makes you more long back. Because now I can start to get back.
So this way, like, I do this in D a lot.
You are improving fitness.
But sometimes I'll finish some of I want things just because they pull in, they get that gap. Yeah. Yeah.
much tighter. That's really good. Little adjustments.
Yeah.
Once you lock in, it's like,
Did I lose that thing?
That's good. That would definitely make me move.
I'm gonna try to get it right out.
It was like
A standing
I don't know.
It's
Yeah, it kind of is. Because,
Dude,
I mean, you're making me. Anytime I'm doing it, yeah. Because if I can keep. So when you're doing it,
The other thing, it almost forces you to bend like. Bend like somebody straight.
so
Obviously, we want to bend it and then you get that.
That's why I say like it's a weird pain tolerance.
So when you start
like
doing
you
that,
hit it and they react just
one
like
thing you can never do.
they're gonna react and they wait.
Lift me up. That's what I'm doing. That's lifting the heel up.
Yeah.
That's why it's almost like I'm ankle locking you as we're going. Because I'm
Out from
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Well, you are a little high, but I think you can get this finish.
there you go.
Don't look at him. Yeah. Save that for your wife.
You are burning fat.
Deeper and then here's the bite. Keep this like that. Cross body. This one, yeah. There you go.
You almost did a heel hook.
Almost.
No, you're good. You're good. No, it's all good, man. It's good to know this.
Guys, like this is just good to know if like you're never gonna just know when you're in a bad spot.
So stretching out.
You are improving fitness.
Tighter.
It's good to know this stuff. It's good to like get some finer details. This is stuff that I do, but like I learn stuff too. I learn like, oh, this makes my shit tighter. There you go. Makes it better.
Now, what it makes whenever it's on a straight ankle. Well, people always like, heels are so dangerous. Yeah, I don't do as many as I used to.
Well, I think there's just people start like, here's the thing, they pop that foot off and start escaping out.
Well, that's a problem specific to Ashi, but ankle locks themselves, I think the times is down.
I've always lost caution.
These guys go.
It's just so easy.
They'll gas themselves out.
All right, guys, one more minute and then
That was good, Steve.
I know some
Hell
people. Steve's getting it. Steve's gonna be dirty.
Yeah, that was great.
Nice, Steve.
Fuck yeah.
That was good.
Steve's wearing the all black on the dark side now.
Nice, Ryan. Punch it. No. Get deeper. Nice, dude.
Good.
Guys, 7:02. Do like maybe another minute, okay?
I feel like I should have thrown that on my monkey. Throw it on a make.
This is gonna be even better. There you go. There you go, man.
Nice. Good job. Guys, let's take for a couple rolls.
That's fine. That's fine. Yes.
You know, I said, I'm gonna get everybody lined out. All right, guys, let's go line up real quick.
Oh.
Everybody's heading out. Come on, line up. Gee next week, so you know Evan's not gonna be here. I'm gonna have him kind of come by as he wants to, just to show some stuff on no gi days. We'll get some rounds in too. But just to get a little feel for, just to know. I mean, he's got quite a bit more knowledge on this kind of stuff. If you're talking about lapels, I mean, I'm your guy probably, but leg locks, he's your guy. So, you got anything? We appreciate you, man. Thank you. All right, guys. We'll stick around for a few rounds. If you want to stick around, please don't. I know it's 7 o'clock, it's hard to stop. So if y'all gotta run. See you guys. Thank you for coming. Alright, we'll do 2 rolls.
Still all jacked up.
2 rolls if you gotta
My
run.
phone's gonna bother me. I saw you in here. I was pulling in. I was like, I need to stop being a bitch.
Ron,
Yes, sir.
timekeeper you are.
You are burning